Okay, let's mission over.
I mean, I do have to know about Tetris.
Oh no. I didn't have the stream. I didn't have Puffer muted. We're good now. No more phantom voices. All right, and we are getting started right now. All right, we've got the real strats about setting the controls after the race starts. Way to go. I've got a little prop there. Oh, they have it. I will be able to get some game audio in just a sec. The way this event goes, I kind of set it up right to the last minute, and then it's 2 hours long, so we got time. Basically, their goal is going to be to catch as many fish as possible on each of these 5 stages, and then they add them all up, the total weight for all 5 stages, and that's their score for this 2-hour Myscorey event. This game rules. The music I'm playing isn't current in-game audio, but this is the real soundtrack. I'll get the real soundtrack in actual game audio. Just a sec. The real soundtrack. That's a good point. I do want to make that this game does support the fishing controller. Unfortunately, the fishing rod controller for the Dreamcast is hard to come by. But so I didn't make everyone buy it for this race. But of course everyone is indeed playing on real hardware. It's the only way we do things around here. Oh man, yeah, so I need to get audio so we can get the voice acting where they say, aha, good fish. So let's see, who is even in this race that has clean audio? The racers are all in a chat with themselves. And most people don't take the time to split their audio. Yeah, so they, not only, they always lift up the fish, but they don't lift it if it's a shark. Then they leave it on the deck, because sharks hurt people. Alright. Pause this and get in-game audio. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. A little quiet, I gotta pump it up. Alright, so I can start to explain the mechanics of this game. Basically, what we're doing today is, technically they call it a mini-game within the game. It is a total weight challenge, where they have 5 minutes on each of the 5 courses to catch as many fish, well, as heavy of fish as they can. So the high score is going to be, first of all, I got a pastebin about it, so I'll do that, and the rules are on that page. But, the high score, they'll submit probably after they finish each individual stage, and then, but their total score is going to be all 5 added up. So once they've gone to each of them once, I assume they'll be working on improving them. They'll probably replay some stages more than others. So, the fishing mechanics in this game are really good because they're very active. There's a lot of fishing games that you're not really doing much. So you have to be constantly reeling in and just kind of feathering it, because if you reel too hard, you snap the line. You don't reel enough, you lose the fish. And you have to follow those on-screen prompts with the analog stick in order to move your rod in that direction. If you had the fishing rod controller, you'd be literally reeling and moving the rod. Post a picture here, the Dreamcast fishing rod controller.
Yeah, we don't have that luxury, sadly.
No. And this game is an arcade port.
Yeah,
and
it's
that way in the arcade too.
Yeah, it was made after Sega Bass Fishing, kind of in response to that, because Sega Bass Fishing is kind of slow. Like, it's kind of like the typical fishing game.
It's weird. They keep going with Sega Bass Fishing. They made a ton of them, but then they never made another Sega Marine Fishing. And this is the one right here. This is the game.
Yeah, Marine Fishing was made because Bass Fishing was kind of slow. Like, okay, we need to make it more arcadey. And then they did. It's also not just bass anymore.
So basically, yeah, the strategy... Oh, where's he going? Okay. The strategy, to me, at least at first, is just get a score on the board for all of the stages. 72 for Coral Reef is a really bad score, and so is 74. Yeah. Well, actually, I forgot that I changed this to kilograms. That's actually not horrible, but it's still, you could do a lot better. I changed it to kilograms because otherwise it was in ounces, and if they wanted to put in their score with a decimal, I didn't want to have to calculate a 16th all the time. So yeah, the main sort of decider in this race is going to be people not losing fish. Probably deciding to purposefully lose if you accidentally hook a small fish, because you have a limited time, so you should really only go for fish that are big. Also, you don't want to, like, the fish on each map aren't just like total RNG. Like, they're in a spot determined by... Here we go for anyone in the area. PPC right now. Wasn't sharing my screen. They're in a spot where, like, you can learn where they are. And so that's going to be part of it, is learning the different stages. Oh no, so we have Puffer on the stage with the best music, but we don't have his audio right now. We'll hear it later. I'm sure at some point. It's just like, got like tribal chanting. It's really something.
Yeah, the person who did the music for this game has done, like, nothing else at all. Like, just completely random games. Nothing, like, really notable.
Puffer just cutting off the population.
Did the music for Taiheiyo no Arashi 2 on Sega Saturn. Which I know, definitely beloved game.
So in this Coral Reef stage that Anasep and I think someone is also on, I prefer the diving lure. There are 3 types of lures. There's floating, which floats on the water. There's sinking, which just sinks naturally. And there's diving, which sinks somewhat when you reel in. I prefer diving on Coral Reef, and these sailfish are really good to catch. The more of them, the better. There's also some, like, sharks and stuff you can catch. But yeah, want to be careful not to go for fish that are too small when you only have a limited amount of time. Also, when fish jump out of the water, you can pretty much crank on the rod. The line won't usually break if they're above the water, and so you can cover a whole lot of distance that way. You can see how far out the line is on the top left of the screen.
Hook up, hit.
Yeah.
This game is so 1990.
Yeah, the voice acting is fantastic. When you get a fish in, they always grade it. So like, it's you don't see a grade pop up on screen, but the guy will say something. He'll say like marvelous, or sometimes he'll say aha, good fish. But good fish is like pretty bad. You don't want good fish. Oh yeah, so this is the other type of big fish here on Coral Reef. I forget what it's called. Anicept just got one in. Good job! Yeah, that's good. If he says good job, that's quality. Yeah, and the music in this game
everybody in the audience knows if
outstanding.
you ever go to an arcade and see this game, you won't see this game, but if you do, you gotta play.
Yeah, if for some weird reason you happen to see it. Good fish isn't good, but like good job when he says that, that's really good. Sometimes he says, whoa, marvelous. I'm excited for someone to catch a shark because you can see how they won't pick it up. They just like stand a few feet away from it and they're like, nice job. They just kind of like, I'm not touching this shark. Too bad Anicept's stream is having some stream.
Oh, I see the arcade fishing rod controller. I can't find the PCB. This game would be like impossible to find.
The game itself for Dreamcast?
No, the arcade like cabinet.
Oh yes, yeah, for sure. The game itself, buy it on Amazon for $15, probably even cheaper on eBay.
Yeah, the Dreamcast one's really cheap.
And I would recommend it. Even without the fishing controller, this game is amazing. Okay. There's a sailfish. This is good. Anicept's on a good run here. See, this is why I was saying that 72 is not where you want to be. someone is using a sinking lure on... I assume this is offing. Offing is my least favorite of them, because you pretty much have to use a sinking lure. And so it takes forever to get a fish on, and you just kind of naturally... Oh man, right at the buzzer. Someone with 1 second left. Marvelous. And that's a pretty big fish. Just lifting that 100-pound fish, no problem. I love these guys' outfits. And they got one guy's mustache is real strong. So yeah, none of these scores that are currently on the board, you see stuff is moving around pretty quickly. None of these are with all 5 stages yet. If they're going absolutely as fast as possible, it's 5 minutes in the stage and there's some menu time. Probably going to be 40 minutes in before we see a score that has all 5 stages. Shallow's a pretty good one. Just by the name, you would think you would want to use the floating lure, and that's what I usually use. But diving probably works. You can, like, unlock more lures and stuff as the game goes, but you don't... Like, I don't know. They won't really... It's not gonna bug them, I don't think. They don't make that big of a difference. You can catch a fish every single time you throw it out, regardless. If you're good. You do have to... When you're reeling in, you're not just, like, waiting for a fish to do it. You have to move the rod around in, like, the way the game wants you to. There's no telling exactly what that way is, but the game will actually tell you. Little prompts will show up on screen. If you notice before they hook a fish in, it'll say like, man, excellent job, or it'll be like, you could do better than that, or something. Oh, yeah, we get to hear fishing port music. Here it comes.
I actually remember this one. I love Sega AM1 so much. This was an AM1 game. For people who know a lot of history of Sega, know all the different studios. AM1 would later become WoW Entertainment. And they're so good. I love AM1.
It's just like a chanting.
So
it's like house music mixed with like chanting, and I don't know.
Let's see, what else did AM1 make? I know they made Puyo Puyo.
I think AM1 has made quite a few things. Yeah, this game, you may have seen Sega bass fishing before, because there are a bunch of sequels to it. Ah, someone broke a line. That's a killer in this race. I think you can restart early. You don't actually have to like wait it out for the 5 minutes. You probably go to the pause menu and restart. It's probably a little early to do that yet, but you might want to consider it. This is one where you actually might want to play a good portion of the time. You're allowed to start late or end early because it's just the nature of the event. But in this one, it probably actually puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage since you have a minimum of like 35 minutes of gameplay before you have a score.
They made Motor Raid, Dynamite Cop.
Oh, I love Dynamite Cop. Dynamite Cop is so good.
Wave Runner, good one. Sega Water Ski. The House of the Dead 2.
Oh man. So good.
Emergency Call Ambulance, I forgot they made that game.
Well, I don't know about that one.
That game is hilarious.
I should look into that one. That sounds like a good one for this event.
It doesn't emulate well.
Oh, darn. Yeah, that's what's nice about this game. I'm going with the Dreamcast version because the arcade version of this actually wouldn't work for this. Because you have to get a threshold in a time, and then when you get it, you just automatically move on to the next level. So it's not about getting a high score, so you wouldn't really be able to play the arcade version for this event. And Dreamcast, this one emulates real well. Although, any Naomi game tends to work pretty well. Good fish. Yeah, good fish is bad. You don't want a good fish.
God, the soundtrack for this is so good. It's just like the most ridiculous soundtrack ever. The most extreme fishing ever.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, this is the first fishing game I ever played. So I thought this is just how fishing games were, and when I was young, I was like, oh man, a fishing game, sweet. But then I didn't realize that most of them aren't like this. Where you have to like actively work to catch the fish. Yeah, Big the Cat's sections are like this, but they're pretty short, and I assume really because it was also really Sega that they were just inspired. Oh, here we've got a shark.
Yeah, I don't know what Sega's deal with fishing was around this time. They loved it.
Sharks aren't actually probably the most optimal thing to go for because they're hard to catch, and they're not actually that heavy. They are pretty heavy, but not like a big fish is probably going to be worth more, like the biggest fish on the map. The sharks are really aggressive. It's hard to catch them. I find it interesting that Cyrohydra has not yet submitted a score. It could be that they signed up early and aren't playing yet, or they're keeping it for all 5 when they have all 5 stages.
Oh boy.
Rickery, what's your question? Type it in chat. I'll explain the answer.
You think we're gonna have more Twin Galaxies scores beaten? Mostly they're on arcade mode.
Everything? I don't understand. Did you read the instructions? I feel like no one else is struggling. I need a pointed question to help you. Oh man, Seance Knowles. That's a good name. I know it's Seance, but like, I see what you're going for. Yeah, I wish I should edit someone's name on the stream, because today they are Somefish325.
New record. I love this guy.
I know, this guy's awesome. And see, he says stuff like 9 new items available, but they don't have to worry about that.
This I can tell is an AM1 game. It just looks like somebody from their game. It looks like somebody from House of the Dead.
Yeah, if someone really did do that on purpose, where they lured a fish closer and then like broke the line on purpose, then went to catch it again, I mean that would be ideal. It's difficult to control the fish that way because you don't really know when they're going to come for you. You feel like you got to take the opportunity, but that is possible. Turn off Windows notification. There we go. There's even a different little musical sting depending on the size of the fish you...
It's so good.
Yes.
Why is it like this?
Okay, big shark. Oh no! Couldn't get the hammerhead because I didn't even notice the time. The hammerhead on Fishing Port is one of the main. For that one, you actually do want to go for the sharks because they're huge and there's not a lot of big stuff. Apparently, if I had beaten Arcade a whole bunch more times on this save file, I could have unlocked a couple extra types of fish, but I didn't want to take the time. I did play enough to unlock these extra 2 courses. There's only 3 when you first boot up the game.
When you go to GameFAQs and see if they have any... Oh, they don't have any save files for this.
Oh, I should have looked at that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they don't have any.
But also it said...
Arcade mode 4 times.
I think it's wrong, though, because I saw that GameFAQs, and then I beat Arcade mode once, and then I unlocked both the stages. So now I'm not even sure what it was. So this is an unfortunate... These sailfish on the Hideaway of Big Fish is the name of that course. Are cool. Oh, well that's even more unfortunate. You broke the line. I didn't think that would happen. I was gonna say, but you can only catch them when they're really far out. And they really fight you. You can catch fish faster based on how you move the analog stick while you're reeling them in, though. So, the players need to focus on that. Yeah, this is the most exciting fishing game that's ever existed.
I'm telling you, when I win the lottery and I make that arcade, you could bet this game's gonna be there. You're gonna have like 5 cabinets of this. In late 90s Sega in the arcades had the most crazy output of like any company ever.
It's true. It's nice that this stuff works so well. It's nice that it works so well in a Dreamcast emulator because a lot of these are still worth like trying to play. Although this actually is the Dreamcast port. I forget what the name of this type of fish is that some fish just got on. But it's good. It's here it's only in the Hideaway of Big Fish. Oh, jeez, someone. Really pushing the line hard. You can think of it kind of like Tetris. If you go right up to the top, it's, you know, there's a little bit of wiggle room before it locks into place.
Dang, that is a big fish. Marlin.
Yeah. Oh, blue marlin,
Good
yeah.
one in Animal Crossing. As someone who has been fishing in real life, I never caught anything as impressive as this.
This would be... It would be nonsense to catch any fish like this.
Yeah.
Not miles and miles out into the ocean. I've gone charter fishing and caught a 27-pound salmon. That's the most I've ever done. And you're so far away from... You're not just sitting on a boat where you can see the shore and catching... like 200-pound fish. This is not how fishing is. But that's okay, it's a video game. I'm okay with the fantasy. There are too many fishing games that are like exactly like real life. You don't want that. Because it would be much more relaxing to actually just like go fishing. You wouldn't really want a video game where you're just waiting the whole...
You can do better.
Yeah, I always thought that what they call sailfish in this game were marlin. But in this game, marlin are a little different than sailfish. I don't know how real their classifications are.
It looked correct from my knowledge of Animal Crossing. That's about it. That's about all I can say. My little brother is like a fishing maniac in Animal Crossing, so he was like obsessed with fish because of that. Wow.
Wow.
God, I'll never get over the music in this game.
Sometimes he says incredible. When he says incredible, that's a strong one. He'll say, wow, incredible! The line's gonna break! Yeah, they yell at you a lot.
I love when my games yell at me, so...
I played this a lot when I was young, and the voice lines have really stuck in my head. I think of them a lot in real life if anyone says anything that sounds a lot like one. Excellent's a good one. I don't know if Excellent's better than Marvelous. I think it might be. No.
Oh, good.
Marvelous is better than Excellent, for sure. I don't think it's in the manual.
I doubt there's anything on the arcade flyer for this.
No,
Don't
probably
let this
not.
one get away.
All right, 186 kilograms, not bad.
Wait, they tell you the dimensions of the arcade cabinet? It's apparently 67 inches by 109 by 91, and it weighs 825 pounds.
Oh my god!
In case you needed to know.
Here's the
normal
question.
for an arcade cabinet.
Man, we already have a few of our competitors that have gone over the size of the arcade cabinet with their total score.
The continue feature lets players buy more time to land the big one. They're cruising to Sega seas. That's such a bad pun.
Rough. Anisep was close on that. Alright, so let's swap some people out. I'm gonna swap out Puffer King for
Marine fishing is a mecca for fishermen, from beginners to pros. Pro with apostrophe. Oh, this one's not as fun. 1,700 millimeters by 2,745 millimeters by 2,000.
Oh, nice, we get an ad. It's Fish from State Farm.
Okay, the normal arcade flyer is nowhere near as fun as the US one.
Shallow.
Oh, I've seen that bass fishing LCD game. Somehow I might have had that too.
I didn't have it, but I've definitely seen this.
That was weird. Alright.
God, I love crazy arcade flyers like this. There's one thing I miss with arcades being dead. You always get funny flyers like this that advertise the game.
That's the only thing that's bad about the music in this game, is that you don't get to hear the stage music whenever you're catching a fish, which in this race hopefully they're doing most of the time. So see, look, Zamek is really struggling with this shark, and there are bigger fish here. Did we see? I think we saw the line break last time they got the shark, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so now we get to see the people not pick up the shark. They may have caught it and I just didn't point it out. But yeah, they won't pick it up. He just sits next to it with the shark still alive and flapping. There are hammerheads in the fishing port. Those are really good. Fishing port is one of the ones where I'm not sure what type of lure to use. Because it's pretty deep, but diving is usually good enough. Oh, wow. Anisep.
Wow, that's one big fish.
That's a lunker. Look at that.
a big one.
Jeez, it's only about, was that like 150 pounds? Maybe not quite that high. That's a lot of weight.
Reel him in. I love this arcade flyer. SegaArcade.com. That probably doesn't exist anymore.
Oh man, Anisette, come on, man.
Oh, it does. Sega Amusements International.
There we go.
Category games.
It still exists? Wow.
They still have a bunch of games.
Yeah, man. Maybe I should get Monkey Ball Arcade on here sometime.
But you could buy Daytona Championship USA. You could buy a cabinet from them.
Still direct from them? Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. I mean, what do those go for? Like $2,000-$3,000?
I don't know. It doesn't say. You could
Of
just
course,
buy
yeah.
it.
That makes sense that it doesn't.
They probably don't have any just lying around. Oh, you can get the deluxe cabinet too. Wait, is it? Oh, this is only 4. Oh god, you need to buy 2 of these if you want the true Daytona experience. Oh, this looks like the updated version. This in like widescreen HD. House of Dead Scarlet Dawn Deluxe cabinet.
So,
Let's Go Island. Ooh.
Xenix 785, I think, is all 5 stages.
Probably.
He's got this really... Ooh, jeez. Xenic, do not snap this line. This is like the biggest fish you can get on this stage. Offing is the name of the stage.
How heavy is this arcade cabinet? This arcade cabinet is 1,124 pounds. You get the House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn Deluxe cabinet. I can't believe you could still buy a Let's Go Island cabinet. And Luigi's Mansion Arcade isn't that surprising, even though the game's actually kind of old by now.
What else would have clean audio? Let's switch to that one, guys.
Oh, you want to buy a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 Arcade Edition?
I did not
Oh,
know.
using the vertical monitor. I
They
knew it had
released
an
an
arcade
arcade
edition, but like, this cabinet looks ridiculous.
Ah, sorry everybody. Made everybody go crazy there. I apologize.
Outnumbered. I've never heard of this game. Storm Racer. You can still buy Storm Racer cabinets? I just found out you can emulate that game now, and I tried it.
I haven't heard of it.
It wasn't very fun. Target Bravo. Still Transformers Shadows Rising. But not
Alright.
Roll and Go.
So, I'm trying to figure out. That one guy is that one guy, but the leaderboard, despite only showing 12 people, can have more than 12 people. That one guy started late, so he just started. So he has a score of 0 and is most likely listed below the lowest person on the leaderboard right now. So as soon as he submits something, he'll probably go bouncing out. Wow.
A little tiny one.
I mean, I don't know who would want that in their house, but you might want it in your arcade or movie theater or something. Maybe not so much nowadays. Okay, so yeah, some fish 325 absolutely has a score down for all 5 stages, and I believe so does Zenic. Nico Jazz probably does as well. So now they just have to decide which ones are worth improving. Well, maybe not all 5. It's only been 33. No, that'd probably be all 5.
Yeah, I hope they've been writing down specifics on what score on what stage they have.
Well, what's nice is that when on stage select, it does show you your max score. So,
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that's good. They do need to do the work of adding it up on their own, though.
No, it's really hard. I did do that deal or no deal race, and I definitely messed it up a few times.
What was the goal?
Cumulative 250,000 pounds.
Oh yeah, let's see some big points. I keep forgetting I have these. Oh no, not that. This. See if I can get them going on all three.
I don't have any emotes except mine anymore. Here, you get a do not mind.
I can get them going on all three. I was able to line them up one time, but it's hard.
I love do not mind. It's such a good emote.
But yeah, we do have the graph. We can take a look at the chart right now, but it's not gonna look... I mean, this makes sense because you're steadily doing more and more stages. We'll look back at this chart once they've already have a score for each of the stages, and then it should make a little bit more sense. We'll see what kind of improvements they can do. With 5 stages... Oh, Zenek has a really, really high score here. Oh man, this is down to the wire. Okay.
Yeah, marvelous.
Nice. Marvel. Yeah, you can see how big...
That is a big...
This is an incredibly high score on this one stage. This is my least favorite stage, too, so good for him.
I like the yellow water.
I don't think he can get anything in, especially with a sinking lure. Oh, he did diving. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done sinking here. Maybe that was my problem. Sinking lures take a super long time, because you have to wait for them to drop before you catch something.
Oh wait, I can spend channel points to unlock it.
I should have done a prediction. I wouldn't know what to predict. Oh my gosh, Zenek's over 1,000! Zenek's score is so strong. Zenek won week 1. And has been a contender every other week.
I would have definitely joined this if 1, you had anybody else to join you, and 2, if I hadn't already played this. This game is so fun.
Oh yeah, well, the prediction has to be either one or the other. So, like, what do I say? Will more than 5 people get over 1,000? I mean, I don't know. That seems so... It seems so, technical to predict. I need to think of a snappy one. Select a lure. Yeah. Nice. Here we've got the music. We've got it here. See, that one guy is now up to 102, so... Got 102. Rickery, I think, just said didn't understand the game. I was trying to answer the questions, but it was too much for him. Too much fish.
This game looks really good too. The power of the Sega Naomi coming through.
It's true, yeah. That's one thing. It's partially just because we're emulating it, but Dreamcast was capable of very high resolution, so when you emulate Dreamcast, you don't realize it could have looked this good on your TV back in the day.
I think it still looks good now. I mean, that's just me, but...
No, it does, but I mean, like, chances are you didn't have the VGA output back in the day, to make it look quite this crisp.
I don't have the weird holdup that a lot of other people do when they see a game like on the PS1. They're like, oh my god, it looks aged so bad.
Oh yeah,
like,
so they have...
It still looks good.
They have 2 hours. If you go to this site, which is where we have the rules, and you look through the other games that we've had, this is quite different than, I would say, really any of the games that we've done so far. We did... Week 1, we did a PlayStation kind of... I don't know, you could kind of call it a drop puzzle, an action puzzle game. I hate the word for that. I'd like to come up with a better word for that.
I use action puzzle all the time. So.
Yeah. Action puzzle, I guess, called Tall Infinity. It's very, very good. Zenek won that. Then we played a game on the Genesis called Zoom.
I don't even know what genre I would put that as.
I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of like...
Maybe also action puzzle.
Yeah. It was kind of like Q*bert, but instead of squares, you were filling in line. It was like Q*bert mixed with Pac-Man, but also, but it wasn't like as awesome as that sounds. And the players were able to find a scoring exploit and actually max that out. We had several players max out the score.
Yeah, we had 3 counter stops.
Yeah.
By the way, the best part is that counter stopped at 6 digits. The Twin Galaxies high score was 30,000.
Which by optimally planning by optimally planning the route on the first stage, somebody got like 600k. So I think Nico Jazz did. So yeah.
Yeah, the worst part is it was like an hour of gameplay for that 30,000.
I know. And they just so that one was kind of crazy. And then last week we did a game called Tetris Giant, which is just kind of an odd version of Tetris that Sega put out in arcades pretty late, 2009, where the play field is really small, so the pieces are giant. Which pretty much makes every decision really crucial. Yeah, these hammerheads are really... Zen explained it fast and loose. There are actually difficulty settings I found in the menu. This is normal, and there's 2 above and 2 below. But I didn't feel that it was worth changing them. I've only ever played on normal. It seemed pretty good to me. Oh my gosh. Jeez, 119 kilograms for a single... That's some big points right there.
So big. Yeah, this game's visuals are like a nice step up from Sega Bass Fishing, which was on Sega Model 3, which was actually pretty powerful hardware. Just it died fast because Naomi is really good. Model 3 was hard to port to things, but Naomi is literally just a Dreamcast in a box.
Yeah, so you can catch these like skates. I don't know what they'll call them. Let's see what he calls them. Stingray. And they're not like really worth it, but you can catch them fast. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, most of what you catch isn't fast enough that it's like worth going. Oh, Zenik was like, "Oh, I'll bring you a little bit closer." That's a strong strategy. You can also choose not to cast so far away. You can choose where you cast. So if you only wanted to go for closer fish, you could only cast closer, but you're limited in the amount of fish that you move your lure by, obviously. The timer does freeze when you bring it in, which is nice. You don't have to... The timer doesn't have to go when they do their funny animations.
Especially because the animations are different lengths.
Yeah, these guys are in the best shapes of their lives, I'd say. These guys are incredibly good shape to catch 200-pound hammerhead sharks. Not even 250-pound hammerhead sharks. Just reel it in with a pole and just one of those. It's not even strapped to the side of the boat. It's just, they just have one of those like cod pieces to hold it against, and that's it. Yeah, I think that one guy is not going to get anything else in 1 second.
K with a time of 5 minutes 29 seconds arcade mode. I love there's an actual arcade mode so you can speedrun this game.
Yes, that would be the way to do it, because the reason we're not doing arcade mode, which is basically just a 1-to-1 port of arcade on the Dreamcast, is because as soon as you hit the threshold on your stage, you just automatically move on to the next one. So there wouldn't be anything to compete for score-wise. They call this a mini game, but there are actual mini games in this game, like where you're just like trying to cast into certain rings and stuff. Like this is the exact same gameplay as the bulk of the game. It just you don't move from stage to stage, and you're just trying to catch the biggest fish possible. So it's not really a mini game. So I don't like the offing as a stage, but this music, I love this music.
Yeah, this is like, I don't even know what to say. It sounds like a song from like Senko no Rondo. None of the music in this game makes any sense.
No. That's rough.
You know, that's exactly what that sounds. This does sound like a song from Senko no Rondo.
So it's a little weird the way the game calculates where your line is, especially when you have a sinking lure. You notice it says line out and then depth. And those are just like the individual vectors. Like if you let your thing just like fall straight down, the line out won't go, the number won't go up, even though obviously you would need more fishing line. It's like an X vector and a Y vector that they're just saying there. So I don't really understand if being deeper makes it slower to reel in, or if it's only determined by how far away you are. I'm not sure.
Sega math.
Yeah.
Nice Amberjack. 42 kilograms.
That is a nice Amberjack. That's pretty good. You can get
a 92-pound fish.
You can get a weird looking big one on the offing. I keep forgetting what it's called. We saw it once earlier. It's like he looks like he's got like a weird flat head, but he's huge. That's what you want to go for here. But one of the reasons that I don't like this course very much is because you can't see the fish before you cast, so you just kind of have to learn after playing it a few times where everything is.
Guess and check.
Yeah. Zanuck is up to 1200. This is strong.
This is definitely one of those Sega games where they're like, oh, what should we make the number? I don't know, just make something up. Just make it really big so it looks really... So you're reeling in like 40-kilogram fish.
Well, it screws you up because you think, like this fish that one guy's reeling in right now, it's like, oh, this fish isn't so big. Because there are massive fish in this game, but this fish is huge. It's just that there are jokingly large fish. So you don't realize. I never understood that voice sample. I don't know what he's saying. He says, "Oh, it's like I can't hear the word." Maybe he's saying, "Oh, that's a baseball." Oh, the hammerhead! Oh no! 19 seconds? Oh, I don't think he can do this. Oh. Shh. Ah! I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening. This would be. Oh! What?
Okay, how big is this fish?
Zero on the timer. Let's see some big points.
This is an 80-kilogram fish.
80 kg.
That's 176 pounds.
I mean, hammerhead sharks are big. That might not be inaccurate. That's one thing I don't know.
I'm looking this up right now. What's an average weight of a hammerhead shark? And weigh anywhere from 3 to 580 kilograms. Okay, I was looking for the average one, but...
They said 580 kilograms?
Yeah, apparently that's the record.
They're 1,000-pound hammerhead sharks? That's crazy. Well, that's way more than that. It's like 1,200 pounds.
Oh. It's because that was a pregnant hammerhead shark, apparently.
Oh.
With 55 children. Tell me average weight. That's
so
not average weight. Oh, average weight, 180 pounds.
Okay, this thing's good. That's a marlin. Wow, that is pretty accurate.
Yeah, the average great hammerhead shark, they average over 500 pounds.
Wow.
So apparently that's a small hammerhead shark.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's just the biggest hammerhead you could catch with a pole that you're holding. These people, like, they use, like, the old man in the sea to wipe their ass. They just don't even, they read about this guy catching one big fish over 2 days. It's like, who cares? These guys catch a giant fish every 30 seconds. Mooware, 1294, pulling ahead to number 1. Get Mooware on here.
Expert fishing.
That one guy is our resident noisemaker. Let's see, is Mooware in the chat? Oh, Mooware's not. I can get Mooware up here.
Go the highest score. Select the game. Select the field.
Select a field.
I love when my games talk to me. I think more games should talk.
Seriously.
It's a real arcade thing that kind of died out.
It's true. Well, one thing I've noticed in arcade games is sometimes they just make them loud just for fun. Just so they, like, get your attention across the arcade or whatever. Okay. We have some strong... Oh, jeez. Oh, and Nico Jazz just barely pulled ahead of Mooware. This is intense.
Yeah, games that say their titles are good.
After this is over, I'm gonna want to see everyone's individual scores, because I'm curious who, like, whether or not they'll have all of everyone's highest is gonna be the same map, and then everyone's second highest will be the same. I want to know how much variance there is there. I think this is Hideaway of Big Fish, is where Mooware is.
Well, I mean, if your arcade game has a good OP, I don't mind if it's loud. Shout out to Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger OP. So good. That's actually the thing that got me to play, because I saw it randomly.
Look at these pros. Each one of them reeling in a giant fish. The whole stream is just full of massive fish.
And then my friend bought TT, and then we played.
Oh my goodness.
That's
103 kg!
A big tuna.
I did not know that you could even get yellowfin on the offing here. Mooware is showing me the way it is.
247-pound fish. Normal.
And still has more than half the time left on the clock. So... there are 5 stages. There's Coral Reef, the Offing, which is this deep one with a lighthouse. Shallow. Shallow and Coral Reef don't look a whole lot different from each other. I mean, I can tell the difference because I played this so much, but like they basically look the same there. It's a nice sunny blue water day. Then there's Hideaway of Big Fish, which is where Zenik is and someone is right now. And there's like a sunken ship there. Ooh, rough. Oh, and it tells you how much it weighed when you break the line. That's great. I didn't even realize it did that.
I like the sunken ship. I like them just putting random crap like that.
Yeah. And then there's the 5th one, which is Fishing Port, which is the one with the chanting. And it looks kind of like a flooded Hong Kong. Oh, there's a whale! You can't catch that, but I didn't even know it was there.
No,
Mooware is fishing in a different section of this place than I ever fish usually, but it seems to be working out. Got 100 kilogram. The reason that the offing, which is the one Mooware is on right now, is so hard is just because you have to wait for it to sink, and then all these fish seem to take forever to reel in. Although this one's not really fighting them too hard. Incredible! Which is worse than marvelous, I think. Oh, maybe not. Oh! Oh! 95! So, Zenik's record here on the offing was 285 kilograms. And Mooware's at 264 and still has a minute left. A single fish. Oh, there's a yellowfin. Yeah. See how it says at the bottom Mooware screen, it says, like, good action. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of before when I was saying is the best type of fish here. But I didn't know they had the yellowfin, which seems to be bigger. I don't... Somebody guess what Mooware's fish is called before he reels it in.
Marvelous.
Dolphin fish. 293. Ooh. So this is the highest we've seen here. Blueware's got to hurry up. 29 seconds is not a lot here. That'd be nothing on some of these courses. Coral Reef, you can catch a fish 29 seconds, no problem, but...
I love the Senko no on them.
It does look like a mahi-mahi, doesn't it? Apparently it's a dolphin fish. Is dolphin fish another name for mahi-mahi?
Yes, it is, apparently.
Okay.
Mahi-mahi are common dolphin fish.
Wow.
Also widely called dorado. Oh, is this the one that's in Animal Crossing?
Yeah, there's mahi-mahi in Animal Crossing. There's also mahi-mahi at your local supermarket, most likely. Okay, Mooware's got 293, 336. 544 on Fishing Port? Oh my gosh. That's why Mooware pulled ahead.
Yeah, that's a
544. Okay, so yeah, Hideaway he only had 136 or something. You could do a lot better than that here. These tarpon or whatever they're called. Let's see what it's called. Someone just reeled one in. Tarpon. Yeah, they look like sturgeon. I wonder if tarpon and sturgeon are the same thing.
No, I don't think so.
Well, I guess sturgeon are freshwater, aren't they? Oh no, they don't look like sturgeon at all. I was just wrong about what sturgeon look like. Yeah, so these tarpon on Hideaway of big fish can get pretty big. Not a tarpon, was it this big? Was it like 80 kg?
Yeah,
when you got it in your hands? Was it like 200 pounds?
Oh my god, 65. Yeah, hold that in your hands. Line break.
And I like that they both lift the fish here. Even though it's not as heavy as one of them, some of them that the other guy lifts on his own. I think it's because this area is the Hideaway of big fish. It's like the hidden fourth area that you go to after you go through the first 3 maps. So I think, oh man, someone was pushing that too hard.
It's a nice trevally.
Mooer's doing it too. So what they're doing is they're trying to reel in before the fish can get to them and then hope that it comes back around in order to catch it closer to the boat. Which is it's a good strategy, but it's risky because they will get bored eventually. And if they're close enough to the boat, I feel like there's like a barrier where if you're close enough, they just won't go for it anymore.
Marvelous. That looks like a big one.
Yeah, Zenek is on Coral Reef, I believe. I haven't seen anyone revisit Shallow since we started, or at least I haven't noticed it, so I'll try and point it out, but Shallow and Coral Reef look really similar to each other. Hideaway of Big Fish is the only one that has a boat, a sunken ship, though. Zenek taking time to switch lures. So you can switch lures during the game. You don't have to just go with the one that you pick at the beginning.
Marvelous.
Okay, so this fish that Zenek has is a lot bigger than it looks. Just the shape of it, to me, makes it look like a smaller fish. But these are actually really huge. Yeah.
It's probably a camera trick.
Oh my goodness.
He's pulling it in so slow, that's how you know it's He just picks it up like that.
Jeez, giant Trevelly, 61 kg.
Slip out of your hands. Tried that.
Yeah, you pick it up with a single hand. And a lot of times they're still moving, they're like alive. Yeah, these fish are still alive. For some reason they're not flopping. I mean, I guess for all we know, he throws them right back. You might think it's too heavy for him to throw, but I think given these people's strengths, they're doing just fine.
This is Japan, they love their fish. That's why every Japanese game has a fishing minigame.
It's true. A lot of Japanese food is fish-based.
I never did the one in LADX, though. I'll have to go back and 100% that game at some point. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so both...
Yeah, both of them had to pull that one.
Oh my gosh. Oh! That's gonna be the biggest fish award so far, I think.
How heavy is that? 247 pounds. Okay. You
Hideaway of big fish indeed. It's crazy that this is the one that Muware had his bad score on. Because, like... every fish here is big. So it must be that the first time Muware went through here, he broke a lot of lines. Could have been early on.
Might have been like the first stage he tried.
Yeah. Because that means that Muware's score is actually even better than we think it is right now. Because this is going to be an improvement of most likely at least 300. Because of when the timer stops, I think it's going to start to not be worth it for them to reel in smaller fish. If they can tell that it's smaller, it might be better to just break the line and try again.
You're getting good.
No, Muware, nothing. Muware's record here was like 170 something, or if I remember right. Oh, there it is. That's a Marlin. Marlin they're strong though. Oh, that one didn't fight him too bad. You got lucky. That was like swimming toward the thing. Oh, it was. It's also not that big. I mean, it's big, but it's not the 100 kg sailfish that he just got. Nice. Okay. Still, I think that's respectable. Zenek is going way over by these rocks on Hideaway of Big Fish. Or is this shallow? We'll see when he gets back to the boat.
I think it's Hideaway of Big Fish.
That Zenek is on?
Yeah, I think I saw the loading screen.
Man, all three of them are on Hideaway of Big Fish. I've never actually fished way over by those rocks. I don't think there's anything out there. That's the thing. When you say, oh, well, there's certain fish in certain places, the natural inclination is to think that all those fish are like the most hidden places have the best fish, but that's not really the case. A lot of them are just right out in the open.
This is probably going to be the end for Muware's run on this.
What was he at? Like 19? Oh, 7. No. Yeah, he's done. 388 is good, though. That's an improvement of, I think, at least 200 from on what he had. 1745. What?
We're only an hour in.
I know. Well, they're gonna start to plateau. I mean, you know. Okay, so Muware's got 388. That's strong. 336 is pretty good. 293. 182 Coral Reef. That is not good. He can improve that. If you were really trying to optimize, you could pull out your calculator, and during this loading screen, you could add you could add the other 4 up already, and then you would just be ready to add the 5th one as soon as you got it. That's the IRL optimization.
I mean, I did that during the Deal or No Deal race. I would do the addition, writing out everything during the loading screens.
Yes, if you put this in an Excel, a spreadsheet would be better because then you could just easily replace one number. Yeah, you're probably right. That would be the way to go.
Just write your own script that automatically submits to the website too, and adds them all up.
Yeah, exactly. From the spreadsheet. So the biggest problem with Coral Reef, which Zenek and Muir are both on right now, is that... Actually, I'm going to swap out Nico Jazz for some fish, because Nico has pulled way ahead. But anyway, what I was going to say is the biggest problem with Coral Reef is that there are a lot of big fish, but there are also a lot of small fish. So you have to be choosy. And right now, it seems like the players are still kind of catching whatever comes their way.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Even better than Mama.
Wonderful. Yeah, so been playing a lot of the new Pokemon Snap. I would say that everything about the game is great, but the voice acting and music are lacking compared to the original. The sound is not as good as the N64 Pokemon Snap, but most everything else is pretty good.
You were close.
You were close.
Yeah. I horribly misunderstood that game when I was a kid. Whenever you try and save, Oak's mouth opens up for a little split time when your character says yes. So I always thought that was Oak saying that. I hadn't seen the anime yet. I was like, why is this guy's voice so weird? He like changes all the time.
Yeah, not to share a spoiler, but when you submit pictures in new Pokemon Snap, he does not say yes. There is like sexy anime boy Todd though who shows up. There's a great meme I saw that was like, be careful who you call ugly in middle school, and it had Todd from N64 and Todd from Switch because they made him look so different. Oh. Nice. Hit.
God, I love Power. I mean, it's no secret that my favorite platformer games is arcade, but like, I just love arcade games so much. It's no
true.
secret, everybody knows.
I like the later ones, like arcade games that started to come out like after 1998, because they really just they went big with it. You know, it was like they couldn't phone it in anymore. There's just some weird stuff after that.
Yeah, everything after Virtua Fighter is like, yes, that. They just get so weird.
I've got a weird that arcade game I sent you earlier in this week. I'm gonna test it out this week. You know what it is, no one else does, but I'll see how that will work for this tournament, because it looked like an interesting one. Yeah, so Muir is clearly doing better than last time, he had 186 before, but these 30 kg fish, not sure if they're worth the time. It's hard to say. Man. So this one that Muir is catching is actually massive, even though it's so fast. My only regret for changing everything to metric is that the numbers are half the size, but it's worth it to be able to actually calculate your score easily, because it tells you in ounces, and it was just a huge pain.
That no extra score inflation for us.
Yeah.
The more zeros it has, the better it is. Just a Giga Wing.
Yeah, or
Giga Wing is like, oh, first stage, 2 trillion. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, or like Tatsunoko versus Capcom. That's words.
Yeah, they just take all
That's
the
not even
damage
zeros.
and billion at the end.
They just write the word billion, yeah, for no reason.
When are we gonna have a fighting game in this event? Fighting game score attack.
If you send me one that has a good score attack mode, Absolutely. I've tried to be as varied as possible. Okay, so Mooware went for it there. He broke it. So you have to pick your lure again. It's not fast, but it's a lot faster than taking the time to catch it. You can also not... When the fish first grabs onto the lure and it says hook up, you have to tug on the rod to hook the fish. And you don't have to do that. And if you don't, the fish will just leave. And that would probably be the fastest way to get rid of a fish you don't want to catch. But at a certain point, it becomes kind of muscle memory to tug on it. Oh, wow. That's a big fish. Oh, we are missing one thing from arcade mode. Is that when you catch a fish, you get a time bonus. And the guy goes, time bonus. And
that arcade voice.
So unfortunately, we don't get to hear somebody who I assume is just Japanese and can barely sort of, like, hasn't spoken a whole lot of English. I think that's why the voices sound so weird in this game, because it's just not an American person saying them. I could be wrong. Maybe they just got really bad voice actors. Yeah, Mooware would understand spreadsheet strats. Literally creating a tool for us to use for our jolly races.
The offering. Select the lure.
This music is so good.
Select the cast point.
This is a soundtrack I'd recommend if you like to listen to game soundtracks. This is a strong one. It's very eclectic though. it's not very similar to each other. Yeah, these barracuda on Fishing Port, which is where Nico is, sort of sunk in Hong Kong that I was talking about earlier, probably aren't worth going for. But it's hard to say. I think we're starting to get to the point in the game where we might see people actually doing stages and not improving their record on them. Oh my gosh! Yeah. At 0, Zenit catching a giant fish.
Wow, yeah, that thing's huge.
Oh. Wow.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one.
414 on... Good job! it's just insane. They really went for it.
Just love this guy just standing there. It reminds me of the Typing of the Dead, when you're on like the drill screen, you have your player character just standing there.
Okay, so Zenik has 223 on Fishing Port, and only 149 on Hideaway of Big Fish. So Zenik could be improving that significantly, but is choosing to go to the offing instead, which is interesting. Mooware has 500 on Fishing Port. Probably caught 2 hammerhead sharks is what happened. Excellent. This is a big one.
$67, that's good.
The way that I've experienced these stages is that they all pretty much... You can get a high score on all of them. So if it were me, I would just keep redoing the one that I have the lowest score on. Unless I hated it or something. Felt like I couldn't improve it, but... It seems like a simple strategy, but sometimes simple is good. You can almost notice that the fish get, like, tugged when they jump out of the water, because you can fully reel that whole time. And when you see, like, the bar at the bottom, they're not just, like, holding it until it gets full. If you do that, there's too much, like, momentum on it, and it'll just snap. You have to, like, barely press it over and over.
You have to kind of babysit the meter.
Yeah. Take a look at our chart. Man, Muware flying above everyone else. Although we've got a lot of strong players here. I'm gonna refresh it so we don't have 4 people that are the same color. There it is. Yeah, so we've seen... It's funny, because we've seen from Muware steady improvement. Even in redoing stages, is making just as much progress as he was when he was doing the stage in the first place. Which is pretty crazy. Oh, Nico Jazz hooking the hammerhead.
That's
really close. Only 8 meters out. Still, you can see how bad these hammerheads fight you. Not gonna pick him up because he's a shark. Jeez. How did Muware get 500 here? I mean, that's crazy. Muware at 293 on the offing. I don't remember what if we saw him get a score here. Ooh, I don't think he's got the time for this fish. Two, 1, 0. Nope. Is that an improvement for Muware, or is that actually worse? It was like the same.
The offering. Select the lure.
But we're going back to offing, was not satisfied with, wow. So yeah, now we're seeing some cutthroat play. Muware breaks any small fish right off immediately.
Definitely worth it.
Unfortunately, he's taking too long to select the lure. There is one weird thing. The menu controls are backwards, kind of. Like you could think of it as your stick is controlling the direction the items rotate and not the way your cursor moves.
Yeah, it's the kind of weird thing where you probably only think that you're in an arcade. That's a real arcade thing to do.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on how you controlled it, I assume you probably reeled through the menus.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Wait, I can look at the cabinet.
So Zenik and Muware are both on offing, both catching a mahi-mahi here. Who's got the bigger one? 33.71. 28. Muware had the bigger mahi-mahi. There probably is some degree of RNG, but it doesn't seem to be extreme. Especially when you have 2 hours.
Dolphin fish just like... Okay, no, it's not that.
Yeah, so Muware is going to try to not hook the fish here. Which lets you continue to stay in the water. That's the fastest way. No, Muware says get out of here. I don't want you small fries. So it could end up not being worth it to do it that way because you're still where the small fish were and they're going to come after you again.
God, this song, I can't get over this song.
I know, it's good.
Like it's straight out of Synchro no Rondo.
Incredible.
Marvelous.
That actually is really good.
Every
Whoa!
Oh, that's a big one. Tuna are usually pretty big in real life.
It's true. But Muware's got a tiny yellowfin over here.
They're also good in Animal Crossing.
Oh, Nico lost the shark. Oh, no, come on.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. And I was able to lure it a little closer, too. Oh, and this shark's playing nice. Coming in easy.
Great.
Okay, so Muware, this is now a very big fish. But caught it really far out.
72 for Nico, that's a good one.
72 is good.
A little small fry for Zenith.
If Nico Jazz can keep... yes, 7. Might not have been worth catching. If Nico Jazz can keep the lure and the fish close like that... Oh, no! Muware broke the... That was probably in the 90s.
It was 72. It's a good
Nico's
one.
got another shark. Didn't catch this one quite as close, but it's still coming in pretty easy, honestly. Well, not anymore. My fault. There we go. Like that he just harpoons it and pulls it in. It's so insane.
Another shark, Nico.
Whoa!
That's a big one. I think is that the biggest we've had?
I think that's the biggest. The biggest before was 112.
Oh my god, that would have been a huge one for Muware. That was 163.
This is shallow that Nico Jazz is doing, by the way.
That was a really bad line break for Muware.
Muware broke a 163, you said?
Yeah, that was a 163.
Oh my gosh. He's just got to retry. Can you not pause and retry?
Zenik just did.
Well, you can then.
I mean, yeah, I would if you're at 70 kilograms.
Yeah, with 16 seconds left. Maybe he's just trying to learn. Man, yeah, Nico could really have a high score here if he could break it so you know how big it is, Muware. Oh, darn. If he could get more sharks in. Oh, there's one. Oh, the tarpon stole it. At least I think that's a tarpon. It looks the same as the ones in Hideaway. Oh. A rough break. It's easy to push it too hard. It's not like that. Like it's not like RNG. Like it is your fault if you break the line, but it's hard to know just how. Oh, get! Oh no, the Barracuda stole it. Yeah, Muware is falling victim to menu boss. Okay, this is a good first fish for Muware. Really far away, unfortunately, but it's setting up a good run.
Yeah, Nico Jazz is at a good score right now too. 305.
Oh yeah. And Nico Jazz could get another fish because you can catch him pretty close here. Oh, you don't want that though. Might have to take it. Uh-oh. Now I'm not so sure. It's maybe possible. You gotta come in fast. No one is you can bring the like casting circle closer. Oh no!
Both of those sharks. It's like
94. That's a good start from Muware. You can bring the like casting circle closer to the boat though. You don't have to cast that far out.
Nobody has tried that so far.
I know.
Oh, this is a huge tuna for Zenek, based on that animation. Okay, it's 65. That's pretty good.
I'm telling them that they can cast closer to the boat.
I can't believe nobody has tried that.
I know. I'm not sure if it's necessarily better, but I mean, it's interesting that I'm seeing no one try it.
Don't worry, when I get my lottery arcade, we'll have this game in there, and everybody will learn.
Oh,
we'll
absolutely.
Live Myscorey.
This would be a hell of a game to have in your home arcade. This would be awesome.
Don't worry, it won't be a home arcade, it'll be a real arcade.
Yeah, that's fair enough. This would be a great game to have in any personal arcade, regardless of form factor.
You're gonna have like 5 cabinets next to each other, just this.
I wonder if there's, like, network.
There's not. There's no way. The arcade flyer doesn't say anything about it, so I'm gonna say probably no.
Yeah.
That would be
13.
That one cabs are gonna make it ridiculous though, because like I have to like, get like 8 Daytona cabinets and 8 Left 4 Dead Survivor cabinets.
Muware actually tried to tried to break that small one. I was laughing at what Mighty Metric Batman said in the chat. I would love to play as the fish. Great.
Well, okay, we need Sega, if you're listening, we need Sega Marine Fishing 2 with that.
Yeah. Well, at this point, you probably just call it Sega Marine Fishing again. Or maybe New Sega Marine Fishing. I guess that's another thing that's bad about New Pokemon Snap is the name. That's a bad name for a game. It's not going to be new forever. So, Muware needs to catch more of these giant yellowfin tunas. Oh, okay.
Not to mention, how would you abbreviate?
Or the whale, but I'm pretty sure you can't catch the whale.
Yeah. There's no good way to abbreviate Pokemon Snap. Or a new Pokemon Snap. PS? PlayStation? NPS? What's NPS? Bad acronym.
Well, and also just like... I don't know. New Pokemon, it's just so... That's such a temporary... It's like, what would the next one be? This game was pretty popular.
Arc System Works games have really weird titles. At least you could abbreviate them well.
What's the next one gonna be? Newer or Pokemon Snap? Even newer. Nice.
98.
That's what Muware needs to keep getting, is those yellowfin.
That's the year that I guessed for this game.
And you,
I was second closest.
Yeah.
Somebody guessed 99. That somebody was actually someone.
I couldn't decide whether to choose 99 or 2000 because I found conflicting information. But it doesn't really matter because it's the same winners anyway.
Yeah, the only place I could find that said 99 was Sega Retro. Even System 16 has 99. I think it's the copyright information. What does that say? Oh, wait, the copyright information in games is 2000.
I thought it was 2000.
Yeah, it might actually be 2000. Then.
But then I found a couple places, like you said, like Sega Retro that said 99.
The Sega Retro also says 2000.
Oh.
16 in Wikipedia says 99.
I put 2000 on the stream. I thought I found somewhere that said 99.
I'm gonna say it's 2000 because the copyright information in games is 2000. Unless Sega has a website for this game, which I don't think they do.
Unfortunately, what I'm finding out about the offing is that these dolphin fish / mahi-mahi are never worth going for. Even the biggest looking one is a third of the biggest yellowfin. Oh man, EcoJazz got a big sailfish.
Oh, Moonware got this one just in time.
That's nice. So I think this is going to be an improvement for Moonware, but I don't think by a whole lot.
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, new Pokemon Snap DX. Absolutely. Well, one thing that I found interesting recently hearing about is that, like, Japanese people actually use S on schoolwork. Moonware, why are you not redoing... Oh no, you did, okay. He's redone all the ones that he has under 300. I think that would be my goal score for the end of the day. Is I would say I would want over 300 on all the courses. The reason Moonware is in such an extreme lead is because of has 540 on one of them, which unfortunately we missed from the stream. But take a look at this chart. We're starting to see some people level off.
Yeah, it's a lot less plateaus than I would expect by this point.
I think that... Where's Zenek here? What color is Zenek? Yellow? Yeah, and then we've got EcoJazz. Oh, did Puffer just pull ahead of... Zenek, or is that Mr. Zimbu?
Yeah, Zimbu.
Zimbu, nice. That's a strong score. We'll switch Zimbu onto the stream here.
The stream is a lot more chill than the last one. It's not just Maurice and I getting mad at people.
We aren't seeing too many line breaks at this point, which is good. I think that if you're still in the line break a lot stage, you're probably not going to be able to compete with our leaders at this point. Man, Mr. Zimbu has cropped his stream in one of the strangest ways I've ever seen, but that's okay.
At least everybody's in the same aspect ratio.
Yes. Yeah, which is not true every week. That has not historically been true.
The worst part of seasons is that, like, the last game we had was a SNES game. So, like, half the people had it in 8x7 and had it had that in 4x3. I think that was the problem in LADX as well. Like, a lot of people had it in the correct aspect ratio of 10x9, and then some people stretched it to 4x3.
Well, that's what sucks about SNES, specifically, is that a bunch of the games are designed to be stretched to 4x3, and then a bunch of them aren't. It's like you have to do it on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah, I always have it in 8x7 anyway.
Then you get the distorted Chrono Trigger Moon. Where...
Oh yeah, and EcoJazz is on a really good 414 with...
Oh my gosh! With 49 left. Get that shark. Yes! Oh, 25 out.
Hook up.
25 out's okay, but I don't think... My only concern is that it's not going to leave him time to get a second one. But maybe I'm wrong. 33 seconds is plenty of time.
Yeah, probably get another one.
Yeah. This is probably going to be like a 70... Wow, 75. I was going to say 80.
By the way, if you stretch games...
Are we going to see another 500 clear?
500. If you stretch other games on other consoles, you're not my friend. You stretch games to 16 by 9, don't talk to me.
Yeah, don't do that. You need to be better at You need to be better at your own controlling your own media experience than like your local nail salon waiting room. Like you need to be stronger.
It's like people use bilinear filtering on like pixel-based games.
Nico Jazz not even casting again. That's okay. You can look at 528 and be proud. I think that's gonna put Nico in the lead. Unless he's already put in... No, I think he must have already put in the score. Because 18-23 is high. He's... This is a fight to the finish here. Okay, 528. Well, you're going back?
Back? Yeah, what?
Nico, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't understand.
God, I saw someone's stream where they stretched a GBA game to 16 by 9. It made me so mad. Every single time I look on like an actual like variety streamer stream and they have games in weird aspect ratios, I'm just sad.
Yeah, well, GBA is at least closer to 16 by 9 than like SNES is.
Yeah. Marginally close.
Oh, Zenek has just pulled back ahead. Yeah, I can like actually have the top 3 on stream this stream.
You just keep catching these small fries.
I don't really understand what Nico is doing and why he's revisiting.
I have no idea. There's a very low chance you're gonna beat that score.
I feel like there must be a map that Nico only has around 300 on. Because he's only... What is that? Like 90 behind now. What are we watching an ad for? Could be anything. Oh, QuickBooks.
QuickBooks, okay.
Good. Oh! We get to see Zenek catch a hammerhead right as we... Perfect.
Hopefully no line breaks.
Alright, stream cropping is no... permit. What is that? The fish is called a permit? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Play this game.
Or is that just saying the fish is so small, permit doesn't even cover it?
Oh my god, this one's huge.
Man, they all have a big...
25.
Okay, 125! That's a good start.
We've had caught so far.
125 is how you get on a Mooware 540 fishing, and this is the same location too. Yeah, you gotta get those hammerheads.
Yeah,
there
we've had bigger ones that got away, but it's the biggest one that we've had caught.
I think Zenek shouldn't have gone for this Barracuda.
Yeah, permit is a fish. Game fish of the Western Atlantic Ocean.
Interesting.
The permit was first described by the father of taxonomy, Carl Linnaeus, in his 10th edition work of Systematic.
There we go. Man, Nico's on another really good run here, but why is he trying to push it? Maybe it's the kind of thing where it's like... He felt it could be better, and because he just did it, he has it close in his memory. There's still 20 minutes left, so there's time to redo some other stages.
110. That's a good one.
Oh man, Zenek, another hammerhead.
Yeah,
that's
I think
two. That's
Nico's
two with
definitely
still
gonna-
3 minutes left.
Nico's at 314 with almost 3 minutes left. 116.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a big one. Mooware's on a 422 run. We're getting really big scores now.
Oh no, Zenek got kind of robbed there. Oh, Mooware clearing 2,000. Okay, let's do this. Let's make a prediction.
I think Nico Jazz could clear 2,000 as well.
Select the game. Select the field.
It's gonna be a fight for Nico though, because he's not gonna be able to improve this stage that much.
Where?
The offering.
How do I bring up the?
About 140 left to go.
How do I bring up the
Slash
prediction thing?
Slash prediction.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Select the lure.
Hook up.
I don't want that. Start prediction.
Select the castle.
Mission period, we're gonna say 2 minutes. And the prediction is gonna be: will other players break 2K?
Oh, it's an easy one for me.
Yes, no.
I think it's gonna be yes.
Mission 2 minutes. Start prediction.
If Nico just actually tries to improve on their stages, it will be yes.
I think it's gonna be close. Mooware has a lot of high scores. Oh man. Unfortunately, that was 3 small catches all on screen at the same time. Now, I understand that to the layman, 30 kilograms might not seem like a small catch. But in this game... yeah, that's heavy.
That's 66 pounds, so that's a lot. Great. Sharks are so cute. They're like the cutest fish.
Marvelous.
Okay.
Hammerhead sharks are weird.
One more.
Their eyes are actually that far apart. It's very strange. Wow.
Oh, 119.
So if Zenek gets another hammerhead, it's going to be basically tied with Mooware on this stage.
Oh, nice catch from Nico Jazz.
Oh, wow.
On that other fish. Because he needs this shark for an improvement.
Zenek, unfortunately, caught this hammerhead really far away. I think if it was earlier in the stage, he would have tried to pull away from it. But because we have so much on the line at this point, no pun intended.
But not by much.
116. Oh, 617!
Oh, yeah, broke 600. It's only improvement by like 100 or so. Just catch any fish you can now.
Yeah. Can you catch one in 10 seconds? I mean, you can. You can't catch this in 10 seconds.
Oh,
so,
no way.
No. But,
Line break. Oh, that was 110 too. Gets up to 1900. Just needs 88 more points on other stages. Why are you trying again? What are you doing?
Nico Jazz went back here again?
Yeah, what is Nico Jazz doing?
What's happening? Go to another stage. I don't get it. Nico could easily win this. Like, there is a good chance. Zenek has 696. Oh, and kidding. Oh, you almost got the.
That's a big improvement though. At 1541, where will be now?
Jmay, you don't wanna submit another score with your same name.
Oh, Zenik just broke 2K.
Wow. 10 away. 696 is insane. Okay, Zenik, where are you gonna go?
Hydra.
Shallow,
Just
only 250.
blew up
Go
on
it, shallow. We've seen it. Zenik or Nico has 600 at shallow.
Yeah, Styro Hydra just like blew up the board.
Oh, he was
like 10.
He was saving his score. He's not allowed to. That's okay. I won't disqualify him, but I'll kindly remind him later that you're not allowed to technically do that according to the rules of this event.
Oh, that's a huge one for Mooware. Huge Marlin.
Oh, whoa!
62.
That's the biggest we've seen. That's the new record for what we've seen on stream.
We can do better.
No, Nico doesn't think it's single stage score because he's the one who's doing the addition to submit the scores. It doesn't happen automatically. I don't really understand.
Excellent, but let's go better next time.
You can't...
I have no idea when you...
This is the thing about this event. You know, I give them the rules and they do what they want. It's fine. Do I understand it? No, but perhaps Nico has a master plan that I'm not clued into.
Incredible.
Mooware is having a really, really good offing.
Oh yeah, this is...
I think
so
that's probably the highest offing that we've seen so far.
500.
And then 39, he could catch another fish. It's going to be hard. But you could catch one of the smaller ones, one of these smaller yellowfins that are like 30.
God, this song. I can't get over this song.
I know, it's incredible.
It literally sounds like something right out of Sega.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's got this. Although this is going to be 10 kilograms,
This is
but
very small. Shouts to this guy.
yeah,
This dude.
6. Okay, well,
Sometimes you just need 2 men.
whatever.
That's a real
484
big
is
one.
higher than you know what it was before, so whatever. They can submit with the decimal, and it takes it into account. It just doesn't display it on stream. But I did check with Maurice. Decimals are taken into account in the actual leaderboard. Okay, where are you going? Yeah, hideaway. Oh, shallow you can improve. Because we know that Nico Jazz has like 700 on shallow. Not quite. Zenik's the one that got 700. Nico Jazz has like 615 or something. But refuses to improve other... Maybe they are in a chat together. Maybe Nico Jazz is like playing a game with him. And he's like, I can beat you guys without even ever choosing another stage. That's how good I am. What's the highest you could do on shallow? If you caught all sharks, it would be pretty high. These sailfish are also really big, but there aren't as many of them, and not all of them are big. All the sharks seem to be over like 100. They're like 125 each. Marvelous is strong. Oh, not as strong as I thought. Alright. 75 kg. The short fin Mako. I don't see Zenek improving 615.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't think it'll happen. So much so that I'm gonna put, or I mean, I meant Nico, excuse me. So much so that I'm going to actually put Cyro Hydra on the stream instead. Because I can't stand to watch Nico do this anymore.
I don't know if the players understand you're supposed to improve things with a lower score.
Wow, is that the exact same cropping?
That's what we call a real gamer move.
Uh-oh.
Hook up.
We've got a... It is the exact same cropping, but we've got a frozen cream or something. Nope, that's just what the stream is. Who else is playing hard? They're kind of the big high ones. See what Mr. Zimbu is up to. It's funny how much they have really steadily improved, though. Like, the scores are much better now at an hour than they were... Or much better now at 2 hours than they were at an hour. This game is not surprisingly fun. I picked it. Of course it's fun. I know fishing doesn't sound fun, but I wouldn't have picked it if it wasn't. This game rules. Which is why we're playing some weird side mode. It was hard for me to find a mode that worked well for this tournament. Or this event, rather.
This is the best fishing game you could have in this as well.
Yeah, I mean, so... I guess I played this a lot when I was a kid. I would, like, have friends over to play it. And they were like... And, like, Dreamcast is kind of before... Dreamcast is kind of, like, before my time, so it was even kind of weird. Like, they were all playing Halo. I'm like, no, you gotta come over and play Sega Marine Fishing, and everybody loved it. Oh, geez, this is a big fish on Mooware's screen. And it's going insane, yeah. Although, this is a pretty bad spot to be at 4 minutes in, only at 80 kilograms. 80 kilos.
This would probably be a reset.
Yeah, incredible is the best.
Okay, we have had Sega Bass Fishing. When is somebody gonna submit this?
Did you only have 3 stages to work with? You had to load my save state, which had all 5 stages unlocked. Unless you're just joking. Unfortunately, there aren't more than 5. There are only 5 stages in the game. Yeah, there only are those 5, unfortunately. Apparently, if you play arcade mode more, it unlocks some more types of fish, but...
Yeah, the real strat would have been go to arcade mode, unlock the other fish, and then catch those.
Yeah, I don't know how big of a difference that actually makes, but... I'm just bummed that we haven't heard fishing port music in so long. We're probably not going to hear it again before the end of the race.
I'm a big fan of the Senko no Rondo music.
I have that album too. I've had that for a while.
You have the Senko no Rondo OSC?
Yeah, I mean, not like I don't officially bought it, but I do have it downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What is it?
It's by Yak or whatever his name is. He's way good. Basically every single thing he makes I like.
Yeah, it's the offing. That's the stage I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I don't think you can fish the whale. I actually didn't even know there was a whale until I saw it in this race. Because they fish in a different spot in the offing than I usually do. But clearly they know what they're doing more than I do because their record is higher.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Zenik. Okay. 482. This is going to be close.
Oh, because this is also technically not a spoiler for it. I did have Senko no Rondo in my last music quiz. It was really good. Because of how the quiz worked, it's actually not a spoiler to say that game, but... Maybe I'll have to include this game in the next one.
Oh, Zenik just pulled ahead with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I wonder if the players will realize you should improve the stages with the lowest score. Not the highest one. Alright, Zenik going back to the offing, trying to get as many points as possible.
Yeah, Zenik says that's the last run I can finish. But you can submit your score at time. So, if he does happen to beat it in 4 minutes, then, you know, why not? This is so close. Moonware, less than 100 points away. This is crazy. We'll look at this chart once we are out of time here.
Great.
Well, Mr. Zimbu's stream has ended. Let's go back to Nico Chess and be assaulted more by more shell. Oh, we're in Hideaway of Big Fish. Was this the play? Is it just like oh? Just like trying to trick? Maybe he didn't realize how close we were to time.
Oh, God. I love when games say hit in all capital letters to me.
Yeah.
The best
Right,
word.
hit! Fortunately, we don't get to hear time bonus. Look up footage for yourself in order to hear time bonus.
Play the game yourself.
Yeah, or just play it, yeah. Download link is in the Discord, so...
This also has a PC version.
Really? I guess Sega was doing a lot of
yeah,
PC releases at that time.
No, this does have a PC version. Yeah, pretty much everything for this era got a PC for it. Somebody out there practice this, you can submit it to AGDQ so we can have more than one Sega fishing game. None of my games got an AGDQ, but I didn't expect them to.
Oh, was bass fishing in there?
Yeah, bass fishing has been in the AGDQ.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, I always preferred this. Some people play bass fishing. There's been more bass fishing sequels. I always like this game better, though.
Yeah, it's the most well-known one for some reason. I don't know why. Because,
I have the original bass
arcade-
fishing on the Dreamcast as well.
Yeah,
It's just not as good. All the fish are the same type of fish. I think that's part of why it's not as good, because it's just... You only ever catch bass.
Yeah, given the arcade circumstances, I would expect to see this game more, because the other one's Model 3, which is not easy to get.
In my opinion, diving is the best lure on every stage, except for the offing, where I use sinking. But, I mean, and that's just saying if you just, like, had to select one that you would never change off of, diving would probably be the best one. I'm not sure if you could ever do very good on offing, though.
Training's done. Got a minute left. I don't see a lot of people improving their scores from now.
No.
We did have 3 people break 2K at least.
I mean, Mooware... I don't know if this is going to be an improvement for Mooware. This could come down to the wire here.
Probably the last fish is going to be able to catch in time. Yeah, that's gonna be it for that. Oh god.
Okay. So, submissions are open for just a little bit. They can't play anymore, but,
Yeah, that was, not an improvement for Mooware or Zenith.
oh well. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he said not enough.
That was a fun game. This game is so great. God, like 90s Sega in the arcade.
Cyro Hydra says that was some good fish. Oh, Cyro, you're not actually allowed to hoard your score. I'll accept it this time, but don't do it next time. It's technically in the rules. You gotta submit a score every time it's finalized. If it beats your last one. That's just for the viewers. Doesn't actually affect the win. Oh no, it's fine. So let's look at this chart, because this is actually surprising to me, the way this chart has turned out.
It plateaued a lot less than I expected.
Exactly, yeah. I thought that it was going to... I'll actually interact with this so we can highlight over some of these. But I thought that it was going to plateau right around, I don't know, probably like 5:15.
Yeah, an hour 15.
Yeah, hour 15. I guess this is my time zone, but whatever it is for you. But and we did see a plateau for the people with the highest scores right around here. No one really did a lot from like 30 minutes on. Oh, well, the 35-minute break is allowed. You could play for 1 minute and still compete in this. I mean, you probably have a worse score, but like...
you probably get like 100.
Yeah. That one guy, unfortunately, I think just because started a little late, hadn't quite caught up on the rules yet, or the mechanics. But yeah, I mean, I think most of our highest players, it's only right here, right at the end here, where we have Zenek passing Mooware just barely. Oh, and then Mooware moving up to 22-17. That is insane.
Yeah, they started well and just kept continuously improving the whole time.
That is insane. Let's look at
Tetris Giant, where we had one person get like a crazy score right at the beginning, and then just it didn't change.
Let's look at just these very highest ones. Someone was really keeping up, and then unfortunately kind of plateaued right around the middle there. I actually wasn't expecting the scores to be quite this high. Oh no. Yeah, every time this updates, it resets. I gotta ask.
Wait, there's actually a coelacanth in this game? Forgot about that. Apparently Spritz caught one.
A what? A seal?
A coelacanth.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Didn't know that was in the game.
Neither did I. Okay, so let's look at this here.
Cyro got an 844 on a stage?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, so let's see what their... Yeah, everyone should post their... $844 on what? on Hideaway. Interesting. Almost no one got a really high score on Hideaway that was on stream. So that's pretty cool. Let's just go back. So we can all appreciate these swordfish that I made.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, the same place as the hammerheads. In Fishing Port, it's called. Wow, 844. Yeah, so everyone's highest stage is a different one, which is interesting. Cyro had a crazy high score on Hideaway, higher than we saw in anything else. Nico got that 650 on Shallow, and then Zenik and Muware both got really high scores on Fishing Port. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it looks like you using the diving lure, Jamae Ponsbon using the diving lure on the offing was not a good. I don't think you can use. You have to use sinking there.
Muware scores are actually pretty even.
Yeah, pretty consistent across the board. Incredibly close on the end.
Man, that's such a fun game.
Oh, that's why Nico Jazz didn't retry Hideaway, because he didn't think there were enough fish there. You just got to cast in different areas. There are fish. They are weird to see. Yeah, man, what a good game. Well, yeah, I think that's about all I have for this week. Thank you so much, TPC, for joining me, and I think that next week we're gonna have another game. So
yeah, thank you everybody for watching.
Be back again. Myscorey is fun. You can believe that next week's game will be. Oh yeah, let's do the prediction payout.
If anybody out there thinks they have a game that would work for this event, feel free to DM Internet Dirigible.
Yes, please do. Whose outcome?
I don't, because every game I know is stupid, but I'm sure somebody out there knows.
You probably have some. I always have one. What I'm doing right now, Chitty Train.
Yeah, not that one.
No, I don't think so. What I'm doing right now is I always have I have one ready no matter what. I have a game that is already fully ready to go and programmed on the website that I probably won't do next week, but if it's ever a week where I don't come up with a good idea for some reason, there's already one ready to go.
There is a problem with Weekly Blind Pool. I think Roar is the only one that has the mystery wheel. I need to DM him and get it at some point.
Yeah, I do not have it. So I would run it.
We'll pull it at some point.
But I don't have it. Yeah. I'll get it, and
I'll tell Roar to do it at some point.
Because if it doesn't get restreamed, then after this would be a good time to run it, so I can get it from him. But man, if Chitty Train does have stage scores, I'm still not going to do it. But that would really be something.
No, we're still not going to do it. That was the biggest disaster of MT15 ever.
It was fun. I mean, I would never do it for this. No one wants to play it for 2 hours. That's so long.
I don't think anybody can.
No, I know. But yeah, you better believe next week's game is going to be entirely different from this week. And hopefully entirely different from everything that came before it. Obviously, I won't be able to keep that up forever, but that's my goal. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, TPC, thanks for joining me. I think that's all we have today. Go listen to this soundtrack and go play this game because it's a lot of fun. Goodbye.